14. Go fly a kite. Nobody would believe it if he tried to convince them at this point, but Dr. Kite's hairline was a nice distinguished widow's peak only a few days ago. He still hasn't gotten around to picking up a hat. Absurdly, looking in on those two nutcases in Eliza's stolen car, the first thing on his mind is how much of a goober he must look to them. What have you done with Eliza Lumen? He reiterates, hoping subconsciously that the bravado will cut through his nerves. The girl in the driver's seat looks like she's about to burst into tears, but that could just be her glasses. He muses that she must be able to spot Neptune on a clear night through those things. He turns his attention to her accomplice, trying his best to shoot daggers with his eyes. I know this is Liza's car. What have you done with her? A firm hand clamps down on his shoulder and yanks him away from the vehicle. He thinks someone is attacking him until he sees that it's a suit with ash-white hair and a face like a wizened baby. It's Euler. He thrusts himself between Kite and the vehicle and shouts, "That's in! Hit it!" Almost immediately, the kids in the car double over in pain. The girl lets out a noise that's too distressed to form itself into a coherent scream. Two of the men creep up from the rear wearing armor covered in sonic-proof puffballs. If it weren't for the warehouse worth of guns strapped to their hips and ankles, they'd look like they were some kind of mascots in a children's show. The sonic waves continue to batter the apprehended civilians as the mascots cautiously extract them from the car. The boy is clutching some off-center organ in his gut, and blood is trickling in rivulets down his nose. Kite has to look away to avoid vomiting all over his complimentary bulletproof vest. After a good 80 seconds of admiring the kinds of trees they've got growing in this part of the state, Kite feels Euler's disciplined hand lock itself again onto his shoulder. He swivels around to see a man who, despite clearly having served many tours of active duty, looks shaken. In his hands, he holds the canister containing the strangelet. Kite is so frazzled from being this far out of his element that he takes it without really noticing. "Apologies, Dr. Kite," says Euler. "That was the terrorist we brought the juice for. Another second with him, your brain would..." Yeah, Cass cuts him off. "I don't need to be reminded." "There's no sign of Dr. Lumen," says Euler like it's worth pointing out. "You don't think they..." "At this juncture, I don't think anything," says the suit. "Fair enough. What are we going to do with them?" he asks. Not out of any real concern, but to stop his mind from spiraling. "We can take it from here," says Euler. "You don't need to worry." "I'd like to speak with them." "I'm not sure that's a good idea." "I need to find Eliza." Euler looks uncomfortable. It's the sort of look that Kite doesn't have the guts to analyze right now. He clears his throat and the man spits it out. "We can arrange for some minimal contact," he says, "but these people are highly dangerous and unpredictable. I'll need you to sign some documents." "I'll be fine." "Very well." Euler gives him a stiff nod, then in an uncannily booming voice calls out, "All right, boys and girls, we got what we came for. Let's roll out."